Washington, they call it Washington Street because that's what lines up with the city if you go straight north. Yeah. With the city if you go straight north.
Yes.
I think we probably want to mute it because otherwise we're going to be distracted by the 5-second delay.
But will we be muting our? But if we mute, then we're gonna be muting to everybody.
Or you just turn down the volume on the TV, right? Is that do it too?
Let's keep it simple and try that.
Turn the volume down on there, so I guess that makes sense.
Well, this could be an experiment today.
Yeah.
You can review it later and work out the bugs
Yep.
for next meeting.
Thanks for your patience.
As long as you have it recorded and available to upload you still meet the minimum requirements.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, all right. Let's see if I can pull up my PowerPoint now. Yeah.
May I open the meeting?
Yes, please.
All right,
Thank you.
here we go. So what are we doing here? It's October 6th. So I'd like to open the meeting for the October 6th, 2025, Morris County Solid Waste Management Meeting. Do we need a roll call?
Nope,
Director's report.
just real briefly, what we've been up to the last month. I attended the the North American Hazardous Materials Management Conference, also known as NAMA, which is a lot easier to say. This is the national conference for everybody involved in any kind of management of hazardous materials, from like what we do here to all the way up to vendors, and it's really it's a really good conference to go to, just because it really gives a bird's eye view of what's going on in the industry, and there's lots of vendors to visit and lots of people to network with. I went to about 4 sessions on vapes and lithium batteries, and one guy sitting behind me, by the end of the conference, he said, if I go to any more breakout sessions on vapes, I'm gonna start vaping. But there's tons of conversations right now about vapes, disposal of vapes, disposal of lithium batteries. And what I decided after this conference was nobody knows what to do. It's expensive. There are these waste streams that are out there. Nobody's really being able to manage them in a way that is fiscally, responsible. It's just really, I think we're at a point where probably there's gonna have to be some legislation to make the manufacturers accountable for this,
Yeah.
because
The lithium battery and everything.
yeah, so a vape has
Oh,
a cartridge of nicotine on top of a lithium battery. So you have 2 types of hazardous materials in the same device. They're really hard to take apart. And then you have to ask the question, how much labor do we put into taking these things apart? And then how do you get rid of them? Nobody really wants to take them. So it was very interesting just to see where the industry is as far as, what are the options? Nobody really has any.
They're all single use.
They're all single
Yeah.
use, and what is telling to me is that the insurance companies are starting to get involved, and they're saying, we're not gonna insure these recycling facilities anymore.
Hmm.
Because there are so many fires now related to lithium batteries. And I always feel like when the insurance companies get involved, that says something about, you know, the state of the industry, you know?
So like my batteries for my lawnmower, those are, do you take those
Mhm.
here now?
Yeah,
What do you do with them?
then we work with Call to Recycle, which is a nonprofit that recycles all those batteries, because they're all recyclable, like.
They are or something?
Yeah, all that stuff in lithium batteries is completely recyclable and renewable, you can break that down and. So it's really a waste stream that we really do need to.
But it's a fire hazard.
But
Why?
very, very much a fire
Like
hazard.
there was
They're
a
just-
truck that had laptops in it that caught on fire on the highway one
Yeah.
time.
Yep, we had a really interesting session with a Chicago fire chief. He was, from a town west of Chicago. They had, someone was storing batteries in a warehouse in this town. They caught on fire. It took them like almost 4 weeks to put the fires out because they just kept sparking. And to hear him tell it, this salt of the earth fire chief, it was very entertaining in a way. But they ended up spraying Portland cement over these batteries just to try and put them out. And I mean, it was like, it took them 6 weeks just to mitigate this.
Is it, they're just batteries just laying there, they're not being charged or anything like that?
Right,
They're
yeah.
just- They just catch on fire?
They just catch on fire. They're just unstable.
I had like 4 of them laying around my garage because
Yeah.
of the battery, I'd go through
Right.
batteries and.
So it was just really interesting to hear kind of where everybody else is, and we've all pretty much decided we don't know what we're doing and we don't have enough money to deal with it. So anyway, it's gonna be, I think the next couple of years is gonna be there's gonna have to be some legislation. There was also a session on succession planning that I went to, which was really helpful because I have a couple of guys who are kind of getting ready to think about possibly retiring, and so that it was helpful for me to just think through what do I need to do in the next couple of years to get, you know, if I do have to hire new people. And then I also went to a session on debris management, which I always feel like I don't know, I can never know enough about that, because I just feel like it's a huge issue. I also worked on our insurance coverage, because we're getting ready to renew that for next year, so that's always a process. Finished up the budget, set up live streaming. We're also, our website is also ADA, updated now. We did that, so that was something that we needed to do, and we also revived our Green Drinks networking group, which is basically inviting anybody in Marshall County interested in anything related to the environment. It could be hunting, fishing, renewable energy, recycling, composting. It's just a way to get people together who are interested in these topics, and we had a really great meeting last month. We sat around and drank beer and
Green
And-
beer.
it wasn't green beer, but we had a whole bunch of guys from the Flat Lake watershed group there, and so I learned a ton about that group and what they do, and apparently they have a harvest dinner where they bring every carcass that they've shot and they cook it up and we eat it. So,
Sounds fun.
Yeah, shot this
You don't
one.
want to hear, doesn't make it sound very appetizing.
yeah, I think it's probably better than I made it sound.
I think it has to pass a certain point of freshness before it becomes a carcass.
Right.
Roadkill.
Right. They were great guys, though, it was very fun. I also wanted to share some of what Cherie's been up to lately, because, Cherie's been extremely busy and, getting busier. Do you wanna say anything, Cherie? I'm not gonna just talk for you, so.
I feel like, this month after going through everything, last week, St. Michael's reached out, which I was very happy to hear from. I'm always happy to hear when, people come to us with wanting our help and guidance. That's always a great feeling. So St. Michael's reached out and, they would like to start a recycling program in their school and church. So I've been working on that with them, this month, and, this year, Marion has the numbers up here, so 2,115, different people that I have taught, 9 public events, 23 lessons, so
Where's that?
very
picture
productive
taken?
preschool.
Is that
Carrie's,
is that my granddaughter
yeah,
there?
it is,
Okay.
yep, right there
That
to
is
the
good.
right, yes, yep, and now I have your grandson
Right
too.
here with
She's got the tan shirt on, facing us, looking down at the table, kind of.
Mhm.
Oh, that is her,
Yeah.
I see.
So
Aw.
most of the schools have been very
That was her
yeah,
tail.
most of the schools have been very successful to get them on, a monthly program. So it teaches from the basics of what to recycle and what is trash, all the way through every different environment topic, depending on their grade level. So, and I feel like it's been very successful.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing something, setting up with schools and saying, hey, let us come in once a month versus like hit or miss, you know? It's just a better use of Cherie's time. All right, that's what I got, so, now we're ready for,
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from our September meeting.
So moved. Second.
The motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Thank you. And now the financial report from our, included in your packet.
these are our claims.
You wanna,
Nothing, too outstanding. Let's see if there's anything. We sent out where it says Caldwell Environmental, that's, the load of, household hazardous waste that we sent out recently. That's probably our biggest expense. But I think that's probably the last load we'll send out for the year. But otherwise, nothing too, outstanding. The guys were laughing at me this week because I'm like, what's gonna break? It's the fourth quarter, it's the end of the fiscal year. What expensive thing is gonna break this month? And we had to fix our scale this week. And then one of our garage doors isn't functioning. So it's like, oh, jeez, man. It always happens in the fourth quarter, but I'm not complaining. It's just the way it is. These are our bank balances for, the end of September, so that's where we're sitting right now. And I think we're in good shape.
approve these.
Yeah, we
Okay.
should.
Entertain a motion to approve financial reports.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Thank you.
Under old business, I had a resolution that I passed for some transfers last month. And as soon as, like, literally the day after the board meeting, we had a couple other things change. So I decided instead of a new resolution, I would just amend this one. Just to make sure we could cover some of our categories going into the next couple months. So, that's what I'm asking to transfer, and this is just budget funds, it's not, additionals or anything, it's just filling in some gaps. You guys have any questions about that?
Entertain a motion to accept the amended resolution 2025-6.
I'll make that. Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Very good.
I don't have a whole lot with, new business, obviously, we're live streaming for the first time, so that's new. I had a, meeting last Thursday, with, Jack Garner and some other stakeholders, talking about the debris management plan. That was a great meeting. I felt like we covered a whole lot in just like an hour and a half. And, it always makes me, really feel, like we're in good hands with, with, you know, the people who are, gonna be dealing with debris. The slide is a picture of just some of the keynote, from the NAMA conference and some of the things that the keynote speaker, who is a disaster debris specialist, some of the things that she suggested for lessons learned. And I thought these were really, timely. Strategies for success. Plan for major impacts. Procure pre-positioned contracts for debris removal and monitoring. And I feel like that's my role in debris management. I know the waste haulers, I know how to get in touch with them. So I'm, you know, if we have a big event, I can hopefully be able to reach out to them and if we have to have private haulers, you know, like we have a big tornado or something. But also, establish and strengthen stakeholder relationships, pre-identify and obtain approval for potential debris management sites. And that was a discussion we had at the, EMA meeting. Where are we gonna put storm debris? You know, what are the sites available? And so that was something we talked about. And then adopt new technology for damage assessment, debris management, and long-term recovery. So I just feel like, we're at a point right now where having these discussions about debris management is so important because we aren't dealing with a disaster, but I think what happened in Bourbon was just a reminder that, it can happen anytime and we have to be ready, and what can we do ahead of time so that we are, you know, ready. We can make it easier. It's not gonna be easy, but we can make it easier, so. Anyway, I'm just really happy we have Jack. I feel like he really, loves what he does and he's good at it. So. And he went to school with my youngest daughter, so whatever. I'm still kind of getting used to that.
He laid out his vision for next year's plans and at that meeting the other day, it's pretty, thought out pretty good.
Yeah,
And, a 5-year kind of plan.
yeah. Yeah. And that's basically all I have. I don't have any questions or. I don't think so. Okay, so our next meeting is going to be December 1st. You have November off, so we'll start our quarterly meetings.
Excellent.
And then we still have one in January.
Yeah, we will have one in January, so. Right,
Motion to adjourn.
It's like not having any time off at all then. Got November off.
Yeah, you have November off.
I have a motion to adjourn, and you got a second?